Thanks for staying with us. Let's take you through the front pages of Nigerian newspapers and see what the papers are saying. We'll bring you through all the headlines and come back to analyze some of the matters we will be seeing, including the Natasha issue this morning. The Nation newspaper will be our first right there. APC PDP kickstart 2027 plans with key NEC meetings. Of course, we're not surprised. That was always going to be the case. As we go to the Punch to see APC again may pick Ganduje's successor at make or break NEC meeting. We look forward to see who that will be. The Guardian is our next guide as we look at another conversation on politics. Suspense as Tinubu APC NEC meet over zoning of new chairman. All right. And the Nigerian Tribune is where we are going to quickly. Confusion persists over APC NEC meeting. It seems the NEC meeting is taking a wash on most of the headlines this morning. But the Daily Independent is giving us something a little bit different from what has been thus far. However, still in politics, 2027 election, PDP finally zones presidency to the south. Are they bowing to Wike's pressure? We'll talk. This Nigeria is where we're going to, and this is something a little bit different. My apologies right there. I opened something else actually. This Nigeria, sorry, you can't go in. This is talking about Natasha. Maybe we'll talk a bit about that when we come back to analyze. And Leadership newspaper is where we're going, and this time around on electricity. Senate slashing power tariff must be ready to pay subsidy. This is according to the minister. What will that entail? We will let you know as we make our way to the platform Times, which is giving us something a little bit different. Reps are moving to ban public servants, families from patronizing private schools and hospitals. This should begin at home. I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that. The Hope newspaper is where we're going to next. And this is on humanitarian matters right here. 3,160 persons displayed in Benue's renewed violence. I said we don't want to talk about this again on this table. Alas, we're here. The blueprint is guiding us onto something else this morning. Agriculture. I love food sometimes. Nigeria needs 250% increase in poultry meat, 577% milk to meet projected 400 million population in 2050. Etoma. My own children too are coming.
Okay.
Okay. And finally, sports will be doing justice to that. And we see right here, Super Falcons dethrone Bayana, Nigeria 2, South Africa 1. Etoma, Veronica, and Ria. The Nation, the Punch, and the Guardian, as well as Nigerian Tribune, are all awash with this matter of the APC and PDP's NEC. Etoma, what do you see play out with the APC? Ganduje is out. They're looking for his replacement.
Yes, I am not really worried about it, because the APC has a way of settling things like that without making so much noise. I am not really worried about the APC NEC meeting. So when I heard that headline, make or break NEC meeting, I said, what's wrong with you?
That's Punch newspaper's headline. Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Why would you say it's make or break? They have a mechanism that is peculiar to them, when there is a big issue like this. We only hear about the big issue. The next thing is that it's settled. The PDP NEC is going to be the 101st NEC meeting, and they've done it right, and it's the major thing there is where do you zone the presidency to? The last election, Atiku Abubakar broke that thing because they had agreed that it's going to be zoned to the south. And somehow they changed their mind and Atiku Abubakar became their flag bearer. And that caused some wahala. Now it's gone back to the south. I don't think it's pressure from Wike. They are trying to correct the mistakes of last time.
Really? Veronica, it really is not a pressure from Wike? I mean, Wike has been shouting that for, you know, top of his voice for quite a long time now.
Yes.
And with the exodus of many big wigs from the PDP to a now coalesced party, ADC, do they still have weight in PDP?
Of course, they still have the weight if they know how to pull their strings. And so their problem has gone, according to them, because these were the issues and the people that caused the issues have left. And so they are putting their acts together and putting their house in order. So, of course, they can still pull the weight if they know how to be as strategic as possible, if they can hold on to the ideology and form a formidable opposition for Nigerians. And so I do not see this 101 NEC meeting to be a problem for the PDP because they have seen how the whole tide of the 2023 election has shook them, and so they are trying to put back the building blocks of the party together. And so for the APC too, because they know what they are headed for, they know what they want to do and how to zone this position to whoever will be able to lead them to the promised land.
Indeed, the promised land, which is, you know, winning the presidency, as the case may be. And Ria, the Guardian newspaper and the Nigerian Tribune is talking about this as well. But the PDP is now saying we're going to zone the presidency to the south.
And I'm not surprised about it, and I don't even think it's pressure from Wike, like you said earlier on. I know that they were supposed to do that in the last the last one, and then Atiku came out from the north, and they're trying to balance it, if you ask me. And I feel like if the PDP put their heads together and not, you know, dwell on selfish reasons, they can come back to be a strong party, because as at now we see that they are shaking. But I feel like if they can put this together, they can still stand the test of time, you know, in the race to 2027. And I don't think it's pressure from anybody. I think that at this point they are just trying to like maintain the zoning and, you know, do what they were supposed to do. According to them, the problem has gone, Atiku is gone, so they are doing what they are supposed to do.
And let me stay with you on this, Rhea, you know, because I'm just wondering, why didn't the PDP see this many years ago and go this line of zoning either the presidency or the chairmanship of that party to the south, or, you know, separating? Why was it that it must be in the north?
Can I take it off, Rhea?
Oh, thank God I'm not in PDP.
Let me take it off, Rhea.
Oh, please.
At that time, the PDP was in a peculiar financial situation, a very peculiar financial situation that needed some financial muscles, you know. And who was going against Atiku? Peter Obi, you get? And Peter Obi says he doesn't have shishi for anybody.
You actually believe that?
What they are saying is that based on their financial muscle, they decided, you know what, the person who can give us money is the one who would support.
Yes, a lot of people will say, no, that's not the case. But frankly, that was the reason Atiku was given that ticket.
Well, that didn't take them to the promise.
No, it didn't.
Use her words.
It didn't. At the end of the day, I mean, they say hindsight is 20/20. I mean, you see it very clearly. That's why they are trying to correct themselves now. You know, by zoning it to the south, and this time I am sure they are going to try as much as possible to hold on.
Now, because the money bag has left. If
Now the
that's
money
what
bag
you are saying,
that would be a very big problem.
Is that how it is going to be? I think that it's beyond that. I believe it is beyond monies, because if you are talking about heavyweights, the financial war chest and all of that, there are certain persons, I will not mention names, that are in that party and haven't left and have supported them, who are heavy. When they hit their feet on the ground, everywhere we shake. So let's just leave it there.
But it's interesting to see what is going on within the APC and the PDP especially. And so we wait to see the result of the NEC meetings and know who the next chairman, and for the PDP, the presidential candidate would be at the end of the day. The Daily Independent is also talking about very strongly, but let's make our way to this Nigeria, the conversation which we opened the show with today. But I just want to read a few riders right here. Security locks out Natasha from NAS amid reinstatement rule. I'll seek appeal court's interpretation of judgment, says embattled senator. Ria, let me begin this with you.
Yeah.
She's seeking for amendment or interpretation of a judgment that has been long passed long time ago? I mean, I don't understand. You didn't know before you went to the Senate?
Like we said earlier on, before we even, came to the newspaper review, I think that when it comes to Natasha, I don't know the people advising her, but I think she needs to do better as a lawyer. Because some of the points she's even given, are not points that you can stand and hold. Like you said, we spoke about evidence. Up to now, we've not seen evidence. We know they gave you 6 months, nothing has been done. We know they said you should pay 5 million, nothing has been done. They say you should apologize, nothing has been done. So I don't want it to look like one person. It just seems like there are so many problems on you, but you, the person, what are you doing, to fix the problems? And like I said earlier on, it's giving a bad taste to Nigeria. What is happening? We may see it as, oh, it's just a fight between two people, but outside it's just looking like in Nigeria we cannot even, stand as National Assembly cannot even stand and make a rule. It looks funny outside. I'm just hoping that this thing it has lingered for a very, very long time.
It's just a storm in a teacup, just, flowing too far.
But outside they don't see it like that.
Well, but Veronica, there's something very interesting on this Nigeria. I'd like you to hop on this, Wike to Okpebolo. Focus on development, ignore distractions. This was yesterday when the minister of the FCT was there to commission, some bus transit in Edo State, and he made some comment, says, Obi notifying me before visiting Edo State is not a threat. That is quoting Governor Okpebolo.
Absolutely, it's not a threat. He is the chief security officer of the state, and he gets all the details when it comes to matters of security. And so if he feels that you as an important personality, everybody is important, and he feels that...
phrase that important.
Yes, yes. And if something happens to him, they will call out Governor Okpebolo that this is what has gone on. You couldn't take charge of what went on. I didn't see that as a threat. It was an advisory that let me know. This same thing happened when he was to go to Benue State, where the governor came out to say, if you are coming to Benue State, please inform me before you come, because if anything happens to you, I will not take responsibility for it. Sometimes some of these governors need to speak up, because at the end of the day, the buck stops at their table and people blame them for it. Yeah. So it's important that we do not see that as a threat. How these other persons are taking it, I do not understand. It wasn't a threat, it was an advisory. And because he is in charge, he can make that statement. And I like the fact that Wike was advising him to know what, stay focused, because these kinds of things actually distract.
Okay, but I just want to add quickly to what Veronica has said. I don't know if we watched the full video. Veronica, did we watch the full video? The full video of Okpebolo when he was saying that, Peter Obi should not come without telling him. If he had said it the way you said it, nobody will have problem.
Interpretation
I watched the video so many times on social media, and I feel like these governors, they're supposed to write things for them. The way it was put out was not the best. He first said it, then he came back and said, oh, that's not what he meant for security reasons. But when he was saying it that day, it didn't look like that. So I'm saying that he didn't put it well.
We interpret things based on sentiment and perception. From me, the first time I heard it, because I know the position he occupies as the governor of the state. And the fact that he gets security reports, that is how I saw it. Anybody saying it as a threat is based on sentiment.
Not even a threat, but I think he could have said it better. The way he put it was not in the best way.
Himself, when he was the governor of Rivers State, Obi, anytime he went there, I mean, it was all over social media, he always went to the government house to, should I use the word, pay homage to Wike himself, to let him know, Oga, I'm in town. Or my brother, I'm in town.
But also what we're saying is that the way the governor spoke about, maybe we'll play the video after the show and discuss about it. The way he said it was not the best way. It looked like a threat, and then he came back and said that's not what he meant. He meant for security reasons. But when he was saying it the first time, he didn't speak about it.
Ria, sometimes this thing is just made noise on social media. The main players are behind the scenes enjoying themselves.
The major issue is I am the governor here, and I'm saying don't come without informing me.
Next time you should say it the way Veronica is saying it, not the way you said it before.
Toma, let me take you quickly, because we have a lot of time, to the leadership newspaper. This matter of electricity tariff, states are slashing power tariff, and the minister is saying that they must be ready to pay subsidy. So states are helping residents in the different states, to be able to afford Ban AA.
Ban AA, we've even seen lights in that Ban AA, but yeah.
Oh, yes. The amended electricity bill allows states some powers concerning electricity and all that, and the states are jumping on it. They need to score political points and all that, and actually help their citizens to remove some of the hardship. The truth about it is that if you live where you do Ban A, you realize that this tariff is neck-breaking.
Yeah.
You know, so if the law now allows me to jump in and say, no, my people can't pay this, it's an opportunity for me to do that. Indeed. But the Gencos are not happy about it because the discos have to buy from them at the same rate that the governors have not said, no, discos buy at this rate or Gencos sell at this rate. You know, so there's a disparity somewhere, and anybody that's doing business will always fight against it when you try to affect their pricing. You know, that's the way it is.
Profit is the name of the game.
Profit is the name of the game.
Veronica, I really wish you and I can stay with that because there's a lot more I wanted us to dig out of it. But anyway, let's go to the platform times. Reps are banning civil servants or public servants from, patronizing private schools.
This is not the first time we have walked down this path, Nelson. Nothing will come out of it, I bet you. Because, like you mentioned earlier, charity should begin from home.
That's right.
Let us see they themselves. Who will even assent to that?
But you know, when I saw this, I was really happy because I'm saying that if we now say by force people should go to these public hospitals will look better. Because right now, the state of public hospitals, you're even scared to go there. So I feel like if this stands the test of time, which I'm praying, you know, Veronica has said it, as they've said it before, nothing has happened. So I hope that right now the enforcement can go well. And not just them. We should also see our big heads go to public hospitals rather than the private hospitals. Let's see the big weight. No, let's see the big weight to the country. Let's see the big weight to the country. Also go to public hospital.
Ria, you fall sick today. What's your first choice of hospital?
Well, if public hospitals were better, I would have.
No, just give me a straight answer.
As a good Nigerian, I may go to public hospitals.
Let's not stay long. There's a whole lot to dig on all of these matters. But Ria, the Hope newspaper, 3,160 persons have been displaced in a renewed violence in Benue State. And according to the writer here, homes, schools, shops have been affected again. Again and again,
we've been speaking about insecurity. I cannot wait for the day we finally hear that all this is down, because every day we're talking about it. What is happening? State police, we're still talking about it. Nothing concrete has been done. People are dying. I'm seeing schools as well. You know,
it's really sad.
I hope that.
And the blueprint is talking to us that we need to increase more meat and milk so that my children and your grandchildren, would have what to eat and drink.
Funny enough. You said which newspaper is that?
The Blueprint newspaper, actually.
You should have also checked the buying power of the average Nigerian to buy milk and all that. It's just a fun headline.
Well, I couldn't agree less. And Veronica, the Nigerian News Direct is, CBN saying they want to, interest rate to be retained at 27.5%, despite a slowdown inflation.
They said that the essence is to address matters of inflation, but let's see how far that will go at addressing these issues, because whether you maintain or you do not maintain, Nigerians just want food on their table.
That's right.
And that they can afford one thing or the other. Yeah. And so the reflection of whatever it is that the CBN is doing should be on the average Nigerian. So let's see how far this will go. And
I'm sure you're very happy, Veronica, the sporting life, that Nigeria gives those guys a good slap.
Absolutely. Michelle Alozie. Michelle Alozie. At the 94th minute, she gave us that second goal, and that was it. That was it for us. I hope that they'll be able to give a showing at the finals, because in 2022, they were not able to achieve what they wanted. Yes, this is our 10th attempt, towards the finals and all, but I hope we get what we want at the end of the day.
I hope they can maintain it, because I watched it and the play was amazing. I just hope that they can maintain it.
I watched Ghana.
Do we need to bring about that?
No. I watched Ghana players today, but those Moroccan girls are really good, So Nigeria has a tough
one, a very tough one, actually. Yeah. But I trust them. I trust them. They'll deliver.
Well, that's how far we can bring you the newspaper review headlines today. But still to come on TVC Breakfast, the recent tariff reductions brings hope to households, but they raise concerns among power players. We will discuss how these tariff cuts will impact Nigeria's power industry. Stay with us, everyone.